Hey, what's up everybody? Today I want to tell you a story about a recent Craigslist fail. I saw a Dragon Spirit arcade cabinet for sale in my local area, so I made an offer and went to take a look. Dragon Spirit came out in 1987, developed by Namco and distributed by Atari. It's a vertical scrolling shooter in which you control a mule, a young soldier transformed into a blue dragon, attempting to complete 9 levels to rescue the Princess Alicia from the demon Zoel, not to be confused with Zool from 1984's Ghostbusters. You have 2 methods of defense, a projectile weapon for air-based enemies and a bomb for destroying ground enemies. So back to the cabinet. It was a dedicated Dragon Spirit cabinet that looked pretty good in the pictures. It did have a multi-board in it, but I was hoping I would get lucky and find the original PCB inside, since the lady I was talking to really had no idea what she even had. Either way, it would still be a nice restoration project. Upon initial inspection, the sidearm looked pretty good, the bezel and the control panel were pretty decent. The marquee was flaking off beyond recognition. You couldn't even tell what it was anymore, and that's the good news. Peering through the missing back door, I started looking for the original hardware. No such luck. Then I started noticing this really odd odor, and I'm then informed that this thing had marmosets living in it. Yeah, this thing actually had fucking monkeys living inside of it. Marmosets to be exact. This thing doubled as a fucking monkey habitat. Pygmy marmosets are a small species of monkey native to rainforests of the western Amazon in South America. They are one of the smallest primates in the world at around 3.5 ounces. They're actually quite a cute little monkey, but are fucking savages and shouldn't be living inside an arcade cabinet. So I passed on the cabinet. But then about an hour later, she calls me back and offers it to me for a fraction of what I originally offered. But you know what? I couldn't get over the smell of the monkey shit, and there was a pretty sketchy story over there about who that thing actually belonged to, so I just passed on it again. So that leads me to this treasure I picked up instead, Dragon Spirit, the new legend for the NES. As you can see, the title is a little different, as it's not a straight up port, and the storyline is slightly different as well. The game starts you off fighting the final boss from the arcade game Zoel. If you succeed, you play the normal version of the game as the Blue Dragon, but if you fail, you play an easier version of the game as the Gold Dragon. The easy version has fewer stages, more power-ups, and decreased difficulty. Apparently the ending of the game is different as well, depending on which mode you play, but I haven't beat the game yet, so I don't know. After reading the manuals for the original arcade game and the NES version, it would appear the NES version is a sequel. However, the hero's name is Amul instead of Armu, and they both married Princess Alicia after the slaying of Zoel, but her name is Arisha in the game. Armu and Arisha had twins, Iris and Lace. Princess Iris is later kidnapped by Galda, and so from his deathbed, Armu gives the magical sword of Arlia to his son, Prince Lace, so the mighty spirit of the Blue Dragon can rise again. Now that we got the confusing and overdramatic story out of the way, let's take a look at the game. If you're a fan of shmups, this one is a lot of fun. As you fly around, there are blue and red pods scattered about. These are your power-ups. Some of them can also downgrade you, so you have to watch which ones you pick up. The game is often compared to Xevious, also by Namco. I figure because of the air and ground attack element, but it looks and feels a lot more like the 1942 series to me, mostly because of all the power-ups available. Well, there's a quick look at Dragon Spirit, and always remember, check for monkeys before bringing anything home you buy on Craigslist.